In astrology, the Sun holds a paramount position, often referred to as the king of all planets. This analogy stems from the fact that all other planets revolve around the Sun, making it the central source of energy and the sustainer of life on Earth, alongside the Moon. Representing the core of our being, the Sun symbolizes our essence, identity, ego, and vitality. It governs our self-expression, leadership qualities, and the way we radiate our presence to the world. In a natal chart, the Sun's placement by house reveals the area of life where these qualities are most prominently expressed and where we seek recognition and fulfillment. The Sun in astrology represents fundamental aspects of existence. Firstly, the Sun is synonymous with the soul, or Atma. It is the essence of who we are, the core self that drives our being. This representation of the soul is intertwined with the Sun's association with the ego. The ego, governed by the Sun, defines our sense of self-worth, pride, and the way we assert ourselves in the world. A strong Sun in the natal chart often indicates a robust ego and a strong sense of identity, while a weak Sun may suggest challenges in self-expression and confidence. The Sun also symbolizes the father, reflecting the paternal influence in an individual's life. This could pertain to one's actual father or any fatherly figure who plays a significant role in shaping one's life. The Sun's position in the chart can provide insights into the relationship with one's father, the impact of paternal guidance, and the lessons learned from this figure. The Sun represents authority figures and governance. In this regard, the Sun is linked to the government, as well as any authoritative person in one's life. This could be a boss, mentor, or any individual who holds power and influence over the individual. The Sun's placement in the chart can indicate how one interacts with authority, their position in society, and their ability to command respect and leadership roles. Lastly, the Sun is a key significator of career. It governs one's professional aspirations, achievements, and the path they take to reach their goals. The Sun's influence in the career sector can determine the level of success, recognition, and authority an individual attains in their professional life. In astrological terms, planets are categorized as either benefic or malefic, with some having a dual nature. The Sun is considered to be of mild-malefic nature. While it is the source of life, representing the soul and vital energy, it also possesses a fire that can be destructive. This duality makes the Sun a complex force in the natal chart. The Sun's fire can burn and destroy, leading to challenges such as excessive pride, arrogance, or conflicts with authority. However, this same fire is also what fuels ambition, drive, and the pursuit of excellence. The Sun's mild-malefic nature means that while it has the potential to cause harm, it does so in a way that often leads to growth and self-improvement. The lessons learned from the challenges posed by the Sun can lead to greater self-awareness, maturity, and personal development. Every planet in astrology has a maturity age, a point in life when its influence becomes more refined and positive. For the Sun, this maturity age is 22 years. Before reaching this age, the Sun's influence may be more challenging, as it works to teach important life lessons related to ego, authority, and self-identity. These lessons often involve struggles with self-confidence, authority figures, or finding one's true purpose in life. Once the Sun reaches its maturity at 22 years, its energy becomes more stabilizing. The individual begins to integrate the lessons learned during the earlier years, leading to a more balanced expression of the Sun's qualities. At this stage, the individual is likely to experience greater clarity in their life direction, stronger self-esteem, and a more harmonious relationship with authority figures, including their father. The maturity of the Sun also often marks a turning point in one's career, as the individual becomes more confident in their abilities and more capable of assuming leadership roles. When examining the Sun in different houses of the natal chart, it's essential to understand that each house governs specific aspects of life, ranging from personal identity and relationships to career, health, and spirituality. The house in which the Sun is placed indicates where an individual will shine the brightest, where they seek to assert themselves, and where their true self is most evident to others. However, this placement also highlights the challenges and growth opportunities that come with the Sun's powerful influence. With this context in mind, let's delve into the predictions for the Sun in different houses, without considering the influence of sign or nakshatra placements, conjunctions, or aspects. When the Sun is positioned in the first house or ascendant of a natal chart, it has a profound impact on the individual's personality, life path, and overall presence in the world. The Sun, representing authority, ego, self-esteem, and vitality illuminates the areas of life associated with the first house, which include the self, personality, overall health, and life direction. This placement is powerful and often signifies a strong, charismatic individual who naturally attracts attention and has a commanding presence. Individuals with the sun in the first house are naturally confident and possess an authoritative aura. They often come across as self-assured and commanding, with a strong sense of who they are and what they want from life. This placement gives them a powerful presence that is hard to ignore, and they often find themselves in positions of leadership or influence, whether in their careers, social circles, or personal relationships. Their confidence is not just superficial, it stems from a deep sense of self-awareness and a clear understanding of their strengths and capabilities. They are likely to have a strong ego, which can be both a source of strength and a potential challenge. While their self-assurance can inspire others and help them achieve great things, it can also lead to arrogance, or an inflated sense of self-importance if not kept in check. People with the sun in the first house tend to attract attention wherever they go. They have a natural magnetism that draws others to them, and they often find themselves admired or even idolized by those around them. Their warm, charismatic personality makes them the center of attention in social situations, and they are often seen as inspiring or uplifting figures. However, this admiration can sometimes come with a downside. Just as the sun's light can be overwhelming, these individuals can sometimes intimidate others or make them feel uncomfortable, especially in more intimate or close-knit settings. People may admire them from afar but struggle to get too close, fearing that they might be overshadowed or burned by their intense presence. The sun's aspect on the 7th house, which governs marriage and partnerships, adds another layer of complexity to the lives of those with this placement. These individuals often carry their strong sense of self into their relationships, which can lead to challenges. They may find it difficult to compromise or see things from their partner's perspective, leading to potential conflicts or power struggles. In marriage, they might adopt a dominant role, expecting their partner to cater to their needs and desires, which can create a dynamic where the relationship feels more like an employee-boss situation rather than a partnership of equals. This tendency to assert control can lead to ego battles and tension in their relationships, especially if their partner also has a strong personality. The sun in the first house often indicates a life path marked by leadership and a desire to be in control. These individuals are born to lead and naturally gravitate towards positions of authority. They have a strong desire to be recognized for their achievements and to be seen as a guiding force in whatever field they choose to pursue. In their careers, they excel in roles that allow them to take charge and make decisions. They do particularly well in business, politics, or any field where they can be their own boss and set the direction. Their natural leadership qualities make them well-suited for entrepreneurship or high-level management roles, where they can run the show and ensure that things are done according to their vision. However, this strong desire for control can also lead to conflicts with authority figures or superiors. They may struggle to take orders from others or work under someone else's direction, feeling that they are more capable of leading than those in charge. This can lead to disputes or power struggles in the workplace, making it important for them to find a career path that allows them the autonomy they crave. One of the key challenges for those with the sun in the first house is managing their ego. While their strong sense of self can be a source of confidence and success, it can also lead to problems if it becomes too dominant. They may struggle with feelings of entitlement, believing that they deserve everything without having to put in the necessary effort. This can lead to frustration when things don't go their way, or when they face setbacks that challenge their sense of self-worth. Learning to balance their ego with humility and a willingness to listen to others is a crucial life lesson for these individuals. They must learn to accommodate and adjust their approach, especially in relationships and partnerships, where a more flexible and cooperative attitude is necessary for harmony. Developing the ability to see things from others' perspectives and to value the contributions of those around them is essential for their personal growth and success. Physically, individuals with the sun in the first house often have a strong, noticeable presence. They may be tall, with great skin and hair that stands out as a trademark feature. However, the sun's fiery nature can sometimes lead to health issues, particularly related to the head, such as headaches or baldness due to the intense energy concentrated in this area. Their health is generally robust, but they need to be mindful of the potential for burnout or stress-related issues, especially if they are constantly pushing themselves to maintain their high standards or to stay in the spotlight. Incorporating relaxation and stress management techniques into their routine is important for maintaining their well-being. Overall, the sun in the first house is a powerful placement that bestows a strong personality, leadership qualities, and a commanding presence. These individuals are born to shine and naturally attract attention and admiration. However, their strong ego and desire for control can lead to challenges, particularly in relationships and interactions with authority figures. Learning to balance their confidence with humility and to manage their ego in a way that fosters cooperation and mutual respect is crucial for their success and happiness. When they achieve this balance, they can become truly inspiring leaders who not only achieve great things for themselves but also uplift and motivate those around them. When the sun is positioned in the second house of a natal chart, it brings a powerful influence to matters related to family, wealth, values, and speech. The sun, representing authority, ego, and self-esteem, illuminates these areas of life, creating a strong connection between the individual's sense of self and their material and familial circumstances. Individuals with the sun in the second house are often deeply proud of their family, lineage, and wealth. They see their family's history and achievements as integral to their own identity, and are likely to display this pride openly. The sun in this house can make them highly conscious of their family's status and reputation, leading them to uphold and protect it with great fervor. This can manifest as a strong sense of duty toward the family, often feeling an inescapable responsibility to uphold the family's honor and continue its legacy. The father, as a symbol of authority, typically plays a central role in the family dynamic, and his influence profoundly shapes the individual's self-esteem and life direction. The sun's placement in the second house also affects the individual's speech and communication style. Their speech is often authoritative, commanding attention and respect from others. As they age, particularly at around the age of 30, this authoritative voice becomes more pronounced and influential. They may find that their words carry weight, inspiring others or establishing them as a figure of respect within their community. This authoritative manner of speaking often aligns with a strong moral code that the individual develops over time. They spend a considerable amount of their life exploring and solidifying their values, which they hold with deep conviction. While the sun can bring pride and authority, it can also burn the benefits of the second house, leading to challenges within the family. Ego battles, particularly with the father or other authoritative figures in the family, can create a sense of alienation or distance. This is especially evident in early childhood, where the individual might feel overshadowed or dominated by a strong parental figure, leading to feelings of being lost within the family environment. The sun's fiery nature can cause friction, making it difficult for the individual to find harmony within their family unless they learn to manage their ego and assertiveness. The sun in the second house strongly ties the individual's ego and self-worth to their ability to generate wealth. Their sense of identity is closely linked to their financial success, and they derive significant pride from their material achievements. If they are not making the money they desire or if their financial situation is unstable, their self-esteem can suffer. This makes financial independence crucial for these individuals. They are advised to keep their finances separate from others, especially in partnerships, as this autonomy is key to maintaining their sense of control and self-respect. With the sun's seventh aspect on the 8th house, which governs the occult, hidden knowledge, and transformation, these individuals may develop a keen interest in these areas. They might seek to gain authority or recognition through pursuits related to the occult, psychology, or any field that delves into the mysteries of life. Their approach to these subjects is often driven by a desire to serve others or achieve a deeper understanding of the hidden aspects of existence. This can also be a way for them to channel their need for control and authority into areas that are less conventional but deeply impactful. Individuals with the sun in the second house often have a taste for luxury and fine living. They are likely to enjoy high-quality, expensive foods and may indulge in a lifestyle that reflects their royal sense of self. Their preferences in food and material possessions are often refined, and they may feel a strong desire to surround themselves with beauty and comfort. This tendency to indulge in luxury can be both a source of pleasure and a potential challenge, as it may lead to financial strain if not managed carefully. The sun in the second house indicates that financial success and stability may come later in life, often after the age of 30. Until then, the individual might struggle with their finances or feel that they are not living up to their potential. However, as they age and gain more experience, they are likely to find their footing in the financial realm, leading to a boost in self-esteem and confidence. This late-blooming success is often accompanied by a deepened understanding of their values and a more solidified sense of self. One of the key lessons for those with the sun in the second house is learning to balance their strong ego with the needs and desires of those around them. While they may have a powerful sense of identity and a clear vision of what they want to achieve, they must also learn to temper this with humility and consideration for others. This is particularly important in family dynamics, where their assertiveness can either strengthen or strain relationships. By learning to balance their drive for authority with a more flexible and cooperative approach, they can achieve greater harmony both within their family and in their broader social and professional circles. Overall, the Sun in the second house creates a complex and multifaceted influence, shaping the individual's identity, values, and approach to wealth and family. While this placement brings strengths in leadership, communication, and financial acumen, it also presents challenges in managing ego, family dynamics, and the pursuit of material success. Through self-awareness and growth, these individuals can harness the positive aspects of this placement to build a life that reflects both their personal values and their innate sense of authority. When the Sun occupies the third house in a natal chart, its influence primarily manifests in areas related to communication, self-expression, courage, and self-effort. The Sun, as a symbol of authority, self-esteem, and career, profoundly impacts the way individuals interact with their immediate environment, shaping their approach to communication, relationships with siblings, and the pursuit of hobbies and skills. With the Sun in the third house, the father or a father-like figure often plays a significant role in shaping the individual's mindset and communication style. This placement suggests that the father's influence was pivotal in forming the individual's intellectual framework, values, and attitudes towards life. The father's authoritative nature might have instilled a sense of confidence and pride in the individual's thinking processes, leading to a strong identification with their intellectual abilities. These individuals tend to have a powerful mind and persuasive communication skills. They are often seen as confident speakers and debaters, with a strong sense of self-esteem tied directly to their intellectual capabilities. Their identity and confidence are closely linked to how they communicate, how others perceive their ideas, and their presence in social or public platforms. Discussions about identity, politics, and personal beliefs often bring them attention, as they express themselves with a natural authority that commands respect. The Sun in the third house illuminates the area of communication, making it a central focus in the individual's life. These individuals shine in any field related to words and logic, whether it be writing, speaking, organizing, or managing information. They are fast learners with a natural curiosity and restlessness that drives them to continually seek out new knowledge and experiences. Their communication skills are not just a tool but a source of power and recognition in their lives. These individuals excel in professions that involve communication, such as writing, journalism, teaching, or media. They might also thrive as public speakers, social media influencers, or advocates, where their ability to convey ideas clearly and persuasively is crucial. The Sun's presence in the third house suggests a natural affinity for platforms like social media, where they can share knowledge and connect with a broader audience. They may become well-known bloggers, YouTubers, or public figures who influence others through their words and ideas. The third house is traditionally associated with courage, self-effort, and short-distance travel. When the Sun occupies this house, it bestows a strong sense of bravery and assertiveness. However, in the early stages of life, this courage might manifest more as audacity, a boldness that can sometimes border on recklessness. These individuals might take risks or engage in actions that are driven more by ego and a desire for recognition than by careful consideration. As they mature, however, the nature of the third house, being an upachaya house, one that improves with time, begins to show its effects. The audacity of youth gradually transforms into true courage, an inner strength that is tempered by experience and wisdom. By their mid-30s, these individuals often realize their true potential and learn to channel their assertiveness in more productive and balanced ways. They become more strategic and thoughtful in their actions, using their courage to achieve meaningful goals rather than just to prove themselves. The Sun's presence in the third house can create challenges in relationships with younger siblings. Since the Sun tends to burn the house it resides in, these individuals may either have strained relationships with their younger siblings or may not have any younger siblings at all. If they do have siblings, there might be issues of rivalry, competition, or authority struggles, especially if the siblings are also inclined towards leadership or assertive behavior. In terms of communication, the Sun's influence can lead to ego battles. These individuals need to be mindful of how they express themselves, as their authoritative communication style might come off as domineering or inflexible. They might find it difficult to work in groups or collaborative settings due to potential conflicts arising from their strong opinions and desire to lead. As a result, they may feel more confident and fulfilled when working independently, where they have full control over how they communicate and execute their ideas. Given the Sun's role in the third house, a career involving communication is often well-suited for these individuals. The Sun illuminates the house it resides in, making communication not just a skill but a central theme of their life purpose. Whether through writing, speaking, or teaching, they are likely to find success in careers that allow them to express their ideas and influence others. The third house also governs hobbies and skills, particularly those involving the hands. The sun's presence here suggests that hobbies related to manual dexterity, such as crafting, writing, or playing musical instruments, could become more than just pastimes. These hobbies may evolve into full-fledged careers, especially as the individual recognizes their potential in their mid-30s. Their natural inclination towards self-expression and creativity can lead them to turn these interests into professional ventures, where they can shine and gain recognition. Overall, the sun in the third house is a powerful placement that highlights the importance of communication, self-effort, and courage in the individual's life. However, the key lesson for these individuals is to balance their confidence with humility. While they naturally possess strong communication skills and a persuasive mind, they need to be aware of the potential for ego conflicts, especially in their interactions with others. By learning to listen as much as they speak and to value collaboration over dominance, they can harness the full potential of this placement. As they grow and mature, their ability to communicate effectively and lead with integrity will be the source of their greatest achievements, allowing them to inspire others and fulfill their life's purpose. When the sun is placed in the fourth house of a birth chart, it creates a dynamic interplay between the individual's core self, represented by the sun, and their home, family, and emotional foundation, represented by the fourth house. This placement can significantly shape one's personality, life path, and interactions within their home environment, and it can influence their career and public life as well. Individuals with the sun in the fourth house derive a deep sense of pride, confidence, and identity from their home, family, and roots. Their home is not just a physical space, it is a sanctuary where they feel most at peace and alive. These individuals often have a strong attachment to their homeland and take immense pride in their cultural heritage. They are likely to invest significant time and energy into creating a stable, secure, and aesthetically pleasing home environment. Home for these individuals is where they can truly be themselves, and they tend to shine brightest in the company of family and close friends. There is also a tendency for these individuals to be private and introverted. They may prefer the comfort of their home over public life, finding solace in their personal space. The sun's presence in the fourth house emphasizes the importance of emotional security, and these individuals often seek to create a peaceful and harmonious home environment. However, this can also lead to challenges, particularly if there are unresolved issues with family members, as the sun's energy can manifest as ego conflicts or power struggles within the household. The sun in the fourth house has a profound impact on the individual's relationship with their parents, particularly the mother. Traditionally, the sun represents the father, and its placement in the fourth house, which is associated with the mother, can create a complex dynamic. In many cases, this placement indicates that the father may have been absent or less influential in the individual's life, leading the mother to take on both parental roles. The mother may have been a dominant figure in the household, possibly even the primary breadwinner, which could have shaped the individual's views on authority and responsibility. This dual parental role can result in a close, yet sometimes strained, relationship with the mother. The individual may experience ego clashes or power struggles at home, particularly during childhood, as they navigate the strong personalities of their parents. Despite these challenges, the mother is often a source of inspiration, particularly in creative endeavors. The sun's connection to creativity and the fourth house's association with the mother suggests that the individual's mother may have nurtured their creative talents, encouraging them to pursue artistic or entrepreneurial paths. The sun's placement in the fourth house also casts its influence on the 10th house of career and public life, through its direct aspect. This aspect often manifests as a strong desire to establish a career that is closely connected to the home, or that allows for a flexible work environment. Individuals with this placement may be drawn to careers in real estate, property management, or other fields related to land and home. They may also find success in creative professions, such as interior design, architecture, or home-based businesses, where they can express their creativity while maintaining control over their work environment. The sun's aspect on the 10th house can also lead to a desire for authority and recognition in one's career. These individuals may aspire to be leaders in their chosen field, often preferring to work independently or run their own business rather than taking orders from others. The sun's presence in the fourth house can give them the confidence and drive needed to achieve their professional goals, particularly after the age of 30. While the sun in the fourth house brings many positive attributes, it also presents challenges that the individual must navigate. One of the key challenges is the potential for ego conflicts within the home. The sun's energy can create a strong sense of pride and self-importance, which may lead to disputes with family members, particularly if the individual feels that their authority or personal space is being challenged. Learning to balance their need for control with the needs and perspectives of others is a crucial lesson for these individuals. Another challenge is the tendency to become overly attached to the home environment, which can lead to a reluctance to step outside of their comfort zone. This attachment can manifest as a fear of change or a resistance to new experiences, particularly those that take them away from the security of their home. To grow and evolve, these individuals must learn to embrace change and take risks, even if it means leaving the safety of their home environment. The sun's influence on the fourth house can lead to a strong association between the individual's self-esteem and their home or family life. While this can be a source of strength, it can also become a source of vulnerability if the home environment is disrupted or if family relationships become strained. It is important for these individuals to develop a sense of self-worth that is not solely dependent on their home or family, allowing them to maintain their confidence and sense of purpose even in challenging times. Overall, the sun in the fourth house creates a powerful connection between the individual's identity and their home, family, and emotional foundation. This placement brings both strengths and challenges, offering the potential for personal growth and fulfillment through the creation of a stable and harmonious home environment. While these individuals may face ego conflicts and power struggles within the home, they also have the opportunity to develop their creative talents and establish a successful career, particularly in fields related to home and real estate. By embracing change and learning to balance their need for control with the needs of others, these individuals can achieve a sense of fulfillment and purpose both within their home and in their public life. When the sun is positioned in the fifth house of a natal chart, it creates a powerful and dynamic influence on the areas governed by this house. The fifth house is naturally associated with creativity, happiness, children, innovation, sports, entertainment, stock trading, gambling, education, and ancient texts. It is the natural house of Leo, a sign ruled by the sun, which means that the sun is very comfortable in this environment and can express its energy in a strong and focused manner. Individuals with the sun in the fifth house often have a strong drive towards self-expression and creativity. This placement suggests that these individuals find immense joy and fulfillment through artistic pursuits, hobbies, and activities that allow them to showcase their talents. They have a natural flair for performance and a deep need to express themselves, whether through art, drama, music, or other creative outlets. This need for self-expression is not just a hobby but a core aspect of their identity. They are often seen as charismatic and expressive, with a strong presence that draws others toward them. The sun in the fifth house illuminates the individual's creative pursuits, making them a central part of their identity and ego. These individuals are very proud of their interests and hobbies, and they derive significant confidence from their creative achievements. Their creative output is not just a pastime but a source of ego satisfaction and personal validation. They often seek recognition and validation from others for their talents, and this desire to be acknowledged can drive them to strive for excellence in their chosen creative fields. While the sun's placement in the fifth house brings many positive attributes, it can also introduce challenges, particularly in relation to children and romantic relationships. The sun's energy can sometimes burn or overwhelm the areas it influences, leading to difficulties in these domains. Individuals with this placement may face challenges in having children or experience ego conflicts with their children later in life. The intense focus on their own identity and ego can sometimes make it difficult for them to fully connect with and understand the needs and perspectives of their children. In romantic relationships, the sun in the fifth house can lead to ego clashes with their partners. These individuals often have a strong need to be the center of attention, which can create tension in relationships where mutual respect and equality are required. Their desire to be seen and acknowledged can sometimes overshadow the needs of their partner, leading to conflicts and, in some cases, the end of the relationship. It is important for them to learn to balance their need for recognition with the needs of their loved ones to maintain healthy and fulfilling relationships. The fifth house is also associated with past life good karma, and the placement of the sun here suggests that these individuals may be reaping the rewards of their past deeds. This can manifest as natural talents in areas related to the fifth house, such as politics, speculation, performance, or spiritual practices. They may find that they have a natural aptitude for these activities and that opportunities in these areas come to them more easily than others. This karmic influence can also extend to their children, who may inherit some of these talents and abilities. Children born to individuals with the sun in the 5th house are often seen as proud, powerful, and with strong leadership abilities. The sun's influence here can limit the number of children these individuals have, and in some cases, it may indicate the birth of a son. The sun's presence in the 5th house can also have a significant impact on the individual's career and professional life. This placement often suggests a career in fields related to creativity, speculation, or working with children. Individuals with this placement may find success in the stock market, teaching, government, politics, or the entertainment industry. They have a natural talent for leadership and can excel in roles that allow them to express their creativity and take charge. For those involved in speculative activities, such as stock trading or gambling, the sun's influence can bring both opportunities and risks. If the 5th house lord is well placed and strong, these individuals can achieve great success in these areas. However, if the 5th lord is debilitated or placed in a challenging position, they may experience losses and setbacks in their speculative endeavors. As individuals with the sun in the 5th house navigate their lives, they may find that their sense of self-worth and confidence is closely tied to their creative output and the recognition they receive from others. This can be both a source of strength and a potential pitfall. While their creativity and self-expression can bring them great joy and fulfillment, they must also learn to manage their ego and avoid becoming too focused on external validation. To achieve personal growth, these individuals may need to learn to balance their need for recognition with the needs and perspectives of others. This can involve developing greater empathy and understanding in their relationships, particularly with their children and romantic partners. By learning to appreciate the contributions of others and sharing the spotlight, they can create more harmonious and fulfilling relationships. Overall, the sun in the 5th house is a powerful placement that brings both opportunities and challenges. These individuals are naturally creative, charismatic, and driven to express themselves, often finding success in fields related to the 5th house. However, they must also be mindful of the potential for ego conflicts, particularly in their relationships with children and romantic partners. By learning to balance their need for recognition with the needs of others, they can harness the full potential of this placement and achieve both personal and professional fulfillment. When the sun occupies the 6th house in a natal chart, it creates a unique and complex dynamic that influences various aspects of the individual's life. The 6th house is a Dasthana house, often associated with challenges like diseases, debts, enemies, disputes, and daily routines. At the same time, it is also an Upachaya house, meaning that the difficulties it presents tend to diminish over time, and the efforts made in these areas often lead to growth and improvement, especially in the later stages of life. Individuals with the sun in the 6th house often have a strong sense of duty and responsibility, particularly in their professional lives. They are driven to excel in their work and take great pride in their accomplishments. This placement suggests that they are highly motivated to achieve recognition for their contributions, and they strive for excellence in everything they do. The 6th house is connected to the daily grind, so these individuals are likely to be disciplined and dedicated workers who are willing to put in the effort required to succeed. The sun's presence in the 6th house often makes these individuals highly focused on self-improvement and personal development. They are constantly looking for ways to enhance their skills, knowledge, and capabilities, both in their professional and personal lives. This drive for self-betterment can make them highly effective in roles that require meticulous planning, hard work, and a keen attention to detail. Health is a significant area of focus for those with the sun in the 6th house. They are often very conscious of their physical well-being and may adopt disciplined routines to maintain their health and vitality. The sun, representing vitality and life force, helps protect against health issues, but because the 6th house is associated with diseases and ailments, these individuals might face health challenges, especially related to stress or accidents. However, this placement also brings a heightened awareness of health risks, prompting these individuals to be proactive in managing their well-being. They are likely to be diligent about exercise, diet, and preventive measures, which can significantly enhance their overall health. Even when faced with health challenges, the sun's energy helps them confront and overcome these obstacles with resilience and determination. The 6th house's connection to disputes, enemies, and diseases makes it a strong indicator for careers in the legal and medical fields. Individuals with the sun in the 6th house may find themselves drawn to professions where they can resolve conflicts, such as law or mediation, or where they can help others overcome physical challenges, such as medicine or healthcare. Their strong sense of duty and desire to serve others makes them well-suited to these roles, and they are likely to excel in environments that require courage, discipline, and a commitment to helping others. This placement is particularly favorable for those who take on leadership roles in these fields. The sun's influence can make them natural leaders, capable of guiding teams and making important decisions under pressure. They may be particularly effective in roles that require quick thinking, decisive action, and a strong sense of responsibility, such as emergency services, surgery, or legal advocacy. The sun in the 6th house often indicates a life filled with challenges and obstacles, particularly in the early years. These individuals may face numerous difficulties in their career development, and their fathers might also encounter significant obstacles in their lives. However, the 6th house being an Upachaya house means that these challenges serve as catalysts for growth and development. Over time, as they confront and overcome these difficulties, they become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling future challenges. This placement also suggests that these individuals gain confidence and self-esteem through their ability to overcome enemies and conflicts. They are often drawn to situations where they can resolve disputes and find amicable solutions, making them natural mediators and problem solvers. In the workplace, individuals with the sun in the 6th house often rise to positions of authority and leadership. They have a strong desire to lead and are highly effective when they are in charge. Their leadership style is characterized by a focus on organization, routine, and discipline, and they have a keen eye for detail. However, they also value creativity and innovation, and they encourage their team members to come up with new and creative solutions to problems. While they may be demanding leaders, expecting high standards from their employees, they also recognize and reward creativity and hard work. This balance between discipline and creativity makes them highly effective managers and supervisors. However, they need to be cautious not to become overly bossy or nitpicky, as this can create tension in the workplace. The sun's 7th aspect on the 12th house, which represents spirituality, service, and foreign lands, adds a deeper dimension to this placement. This aspect suggests that, despite the challenges and conflicts associated with the 6th house, these individuals are ultimately seeking peace, spiritual growth, and a connection to something greater than themselves. They may find fulfillment in serving others, particularly in institutions like hospitals, prisons, or other service-oriented environments. This spiritual aspect of the sun's influence can lead them to seek out practices like meditation, retreat, and other forms of spiritual rejuvenation. Traveling abroad or spending time in foreign lands may also provide a sense of renewal and spiritual connection. Over time, as they learn to balance the demands of their daily life with their spiritual aspirations, they can achieve a deeper sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Overall, the sun in the 6th house is a powerful placement that brings both challenges and opportunities. While it often indicates a life filled with obstacles and conflicts, it also provides the energy and determination needed to overcome these challenges and emerge stronger. These individuals are highly focused on their work, health, and self-improvement, and they have the potential to achieve great success in careers related to law, medicine, and other fields that require courage and discipline. By embracing the spiritual lessons associated with this placement, they can find peace and fulfillment in serving others and achieving their higher purpose. When the sun is placed in the 7th house of a natal chart, it creates a unique blend of energies that profoundly influences the individual's relationships, partnerships, and overall sense of self. The sun represents authority, self-esteem, ego, career, and one's sense of identity, while the 7th house governs marriage, business partnerships, and interactions with others, particularly in a public or social context. This placement sets up a dynamic interplay between the need for personal recognition and the demands of relationships, often leading to complex challenges and opportunities for growth. The 7th house is associated with Libra, a sign ruled by Venus, which is fundamentally different from the sun's fiery and authoritative nature. While the sun thrives in environments where it can shine and assert its dominance, the 7th house is about balance, cooperation, and mutual respect. This inherent conflict between the sun's need for authority and the 7th house's focus on relationships can create tension. The individual may struggle to harmonize their personal desires with the needs and expectations of others, particularly in marriage and long-term partnerships. One of the most significant effects of having the sun in the 7th house is the way it influences the individual's relationships. The 7th house is traditionally associated with marriage, and with the sun here, the partner often plays a central role in the individual's life. The sun's presence suggests that the partner may be strong-willed, authoritative, or even domineering. This dynamic can lead to power struggles within the relationship, as both partners may compete for control or recognition. The sun's placement here often indicates that the individual's confidence and self-esteem are closely tied to their relationships. They may seek validation and recognition through their partner, which can become a source of both strength and vulnerability. If the relationship is healthy and supportive, the individual may thrive, gaining confidence and a sense of purpose. However, if the relationship is fraught with conflict or if the partner is overly controlling, the individual's self-esteem may suffer, leading to feelings of inadequacy or resentment. This placement also suggests that the individual may attract partners who are well-known, influential, or powerful in some way. The partner's status can elevate the individual's social standing, but it can also create a dynamic where the individual feels overshadowed or dominated. The relationship may take on a hierarchical structure, where the partner assumes the role of the authority figure, potentially leading to a situation where the individual feels more like an employee than an equal partner. The sun's natural desire for recognition and authority is often at odds with the cooperative nature of the 7th house. This can lead to ego conflicts, not just with the partner, but also in business partnerships and other close relationships. The individual may struggle to assert themselves or feel that their contributions are not adequately recognized. This can result in a constant need to prove themselves, which may manifest as aggressive or demanding behavior. In this placement, the sun is considered to be debilitated, especially if it is in the sign of Libra. This debilitation indicates that the sun's natural strengths are weakened, leading to difficulties in exerting personal power. The individual may find that their ego is frequently challenged by others, leading to feelings of frustration or insecurity. They may also experience situations where their authority is undermined, either by their partner or by other people in their life, further diminishing their confidence. One of the key lessons for individuals with the sun in the 7th house is learning to balance their need for personal recognition with the needs of their relationships. This often involves developing a more cooperative and less ego-driven approach to interactions with others. The individual must learn to share the spotlight and recognize the value of collaboration, rather than constantly seeking to assert their own dominance. The sun in the 7th house also has implications for the individual's professional life, particularly in terms of business partnerships. Just as in personal relationships, the individual may find themselves drawn to partners who are authoritative or dominant. These partnerships can be successful, especially if the individual is able to navigate the power dynamics effectively. However, there is also the potential for conflict, particularly if the individual feels that their contributions are not being adequately recognized or if they are unable to assert themselves within the partnership. This placement suggests that the individual may be better suited to running their own business, where they can be in control and not have to answer to others. Working under someone else's authority may be particularly challenging, as the individual may chafe under the constraints of a hierarchical structure. They may also find that their confidence and self-esteem improve when they are in a position where they can exercise their own authority, rather than relying on others for validation. In some cases, the partner's influence may lead to a significant rise in the individual's status, especially if the partner is well-known or influential. This can be a double-edged sword, as the individual may gain recognition and success through the relationship, but may also feel that their achievements are overshadowed by the partner's presence. For individuals with the sun in the 7th house, the key to success lies in finding a balance between their own needs and the needs of their relationships. This often involves developing a more collaborative approach, where the individual learns to share power and recognize the value of cooperation. They may also need to work on building their self-esteem independently of their relationships, so that their confidence is not solely dependent on their partner's approval or recognition. Overall, the sun in the 7th house is a placement that brings both challenges and opportunities. It requires the individual to navigate complex power dynamics in their relationships, to balance their own needs with those of others, and to develop a strong sense of self that is not solely dependent on external validation. While this placement can lead to conflicts and struggles, particularly in terms of ego and authority, it also offers the potential for significant growth, both personally and in terms of relationships. By learning to balance their desire for recognition with the needs of their relationships, individuals with this placement can achieve a harmonious and fulfilling life. When the sun occupies the 8th house in a natal chart, it creates a unique and complex dynamic that shapes the individual's life experiences, personality, and relationships. The sun represents authority, ego, career, self-esteem, and the father figure, while the 8th house governs secrecy, transformation, occult knowledge, death and rebirth, and joint finances. This placement often indicates a life marked by significant challenges, deep introspection, and a profound journey of personal transformation. The 8th house is traditionally associated with Scorpio, a sign ruled by Mars and Ketu, which is deeply connected to themes of intensity, transformation, and the hidden aspects of life. The Sun, which thrives in environments where it can assert its dominance and shine brightly, finds itself in a house where its light is often dimmed by the darkness and secrecy that the 8th house embodies. This creates a tension between the Sun's desire for visibility and the 8th house's inclination towards concealment, leading to a complex interplay of energies. With the Sun in the 8th house, the individual's identity and sense of self are deeply intertwined with themes of secrecy, transformation, and power. There is often a significant event or series of events in early life that shapes the individual's personality, motivating them to hide their true self from others. This can lead to a life where the individual is intensely private, only revealing their true nature to a select few who have earned their trust. The individual may develop a habit of keeping their thoughts, feelings, and even their interests concealed from others, creating an aura of mystery that can both intrigue and alienate those around them. The father figure, represented by the Sun, often plays a crucial role in the individual's life, either as a source of transformation or as someone who undergoes significant changes themselves. This influence can trigger profound shifts in the individual's life, prompting them to explore the deeper, more hidden aspects of their psyche. The relationship with the father may be marked by power struggles, intense emotional exchanges, or a deep psychological influence that shapes the individual's understanding of authority and self-esteem. The 8th house is associated with sudden ups and downs, and with the Sun in this position, the individual's confidence and ego are likely to face significant challenges throughout life. The early years may be particularly difficult, as the individual encounters situations and people that undermine their self-esteem and force them to confront their vulnerabilities. These experiences, while painful, are essential for the individual's growth, as they push them to develop a deeper understanding of themselves and their place in the world. However, despite these challenges, the Sun's inherent strength ensures that the individual is not permanently diminished by these experiences. Instead, they emerge stronger and more confident as they navigate the trials of life. The more they face and overcome these challenges, the more resilient and self-assured they become. This process of transformation is a key theme for those with the Sun in the 8th house, as they learn to harness their inner power and use it to navigate the complexities of life. The 8th house is associated with careers that involve research, secrecy, and transformation. Individuals with the Sun in this house are often drawn to professions that allow them to explore the hidden aspects of life, such as psychology, occult sciences, surgery, or investigative work. They have a natural talent for uncovering secrets, whether those secrets pertain to other people, complex situations, or the mysteries of life itself. This placement also suggests that the individual may experience significant ups and downs in their career, particularly in their early years. They may struggle with authority figures, particularly if they feel that their power is being undermined or their contributions are not being recognized. However, as they mature and gain more experience, they are likely to find themselves in positions where they can exert their influence more effectively, often in roles that involve transformation or bringing hidden things to light. The Sun in the 8th house also indicates a deep interest in esoteric and metaphysical subjects. The individual may be drawn to areas such as astrology, numerology, tarot, or the paranormal, often exploring these interests in secret. This love of the mystical side of life is a key aspect of their identity, but it is something they may choose to keep hidden from others, either out of a desire for privacy or a fear of judgment. Financial matters, particularly those involving joint resources with a spouse or business partner, can be a source of conflict for individuals with the Sun in the 8th house. This placement suggests that the individual may face challenges related to control over finances, either feeling that others are trying to control them through money or that they are being taken advantage of. It is strongly advised that individuals with this placement keep their finances separate from others as much as possible to avoid potential conflicts. The 8th house also governs inheritance and other forms of shared wealth, and the Sun's presence here can indicate that the individual may experience sudden gains or losses related to these areas. However, these financial ups and downs are likely to be part of the broader theme of transformation that characterizes their life, pushing them to develop a more profound understanding of value, both material and spiritual. In relationships, the Sun in the 8th house suggests a need for deep emotional and psychological connections. The individual is not content with superficial interactions and seeks out relationships that allow them to explore the depths of their emotions and the hidden aspects of their partner's personality. However, this intense need for intimacy can also lead to power struggles, particularly if the individual or their partner is not comfortable with the level of vulnerability that these relationships require. The individual may also experience conflicts with their in-laws, particularly if issues of power and control arise. These relationships can be a source of both transformation and tension, forcing the individual to confront deep-seated issues related to authority and self-esteem. Overall, the Sun in the 8th house is a placement that brings both challenges and opportunities. It requires the individual to navigate complex power dynamics, to confront their vulnerabilities, and to embrace the process of transformation that defines their life. While this placement can lead to intense and sometimes difficult experiences, it also offers the potential for profound personal growth and a deep understanding of the mysteries of life. When the Sun is positioned in the 9th house of a natal chart, it brings a profound influence on the individual's life, shaping their personality, career, spiritual journey, and relationship with their father or father figures. The Sun represents authority, ego, self-esteem, career, and fatherly influence, while the 9th house governs religion, law, philosophy, higher education, fortune, and long-distance travel. This combination illuminates the house of wisdom and higher learning, guiding the individual toward a life of exploration, teaching, and spiritual growth. Individuals with the Sun in the 9th house have a strong sense of purpose and a deep desire for spiritual and philosophical knowledge. This placement often manifests as a thirst for understanding the larger meaning of life, which drives them to explore various belief systems, religions, and philosophies. Their personality is marked by an inherent optimism and a sense of adventure, as they are constantly seeking to expand their horizons and grow through new experiences. They are naturally inclined towards teaching and guiding others, finding fulfillment in sharing their knowledge and insights. The 9th house, being the house of higher education and knowledge, enhances the individual's confidence as they acquire and share wisdom. The more knowledgeable they become, the more self-assured they feel. This confidence is not just limited to accumulating information but is deeply tied to the act of dissemination. Teaching, mentoring, or advising others brings a sense of authority and fulfillment, allowing them to shine in roles that involve imparting knowledge. The Sun's placement in the 9th house highlights the individual's strong connection to spirituality and religion. These individuals often feel most alive and inspired when they are engaged in activities that involve faith, religious practices, or spiritual pursuits. Their soul feels a sense of divine purpose when they are involved in performing good deeds, practicing their faith, or exploring religious and philosophical teachings. This placement suggests that their spiritual journey is not just a personal endeavor but a central part of their identity. Individuals with the Sun in the 9th house may view their father or father figures as godlike mentors or spiritual guides. They often see them as someone to be revered and emulated, someone who plays a crucial role in shaping their beliefs and guiding them on their spiritual path. The father's influence is significant, and how the father behaves can deeply impact the individual's ego and self-worth. A supportive and encouraging father figure can boost their confidence, while a critical or domineering father can lead to struggles with self-esteem. This placement is particularly favorable for careers that involve teaching, law, religion, or long-distance travel. The Sun's energy in the 9th house drives the individual towards professions where they can exercise their leadership and guiding qualities. They may find themselves naturally drawn to becoming teachers, professors, religious leaders, philosophers, or lawyers. These careers allow them to use their knowledge and authority to influence others, which is deeply satisfying for them. The Sun in the 9th house also suggests a potential career in the legal profession. Individuals may work as lawyers, judges, or in other roles related to the law. The connection between the 9th house and law indicates a strong moral compass and a desire to uphold justice and fairness in society. They might also find themselves working in religious institutions, such as churches, temples, or other places of worship, where they can serve as ministers, priests, or spiritual teachers. Another significant aspect of the 9th house is its association with long-distance travel and foreign lands. Individuals with the Sun in this house may have careers that require extensive travel, whether for work, training, or business purposes. They may work in international companies, travel agencies, or as travel bloggers, where they can combine their love for exploration with their professional life. The Sun's influence here suggests that traveling and experiencing different cultures can be an integral part of their personal and professional growth. While the Sun in the 9th house generally brings positive attributes, it can also lead to challenges, particularly related to ego and authority. The Sun has a tendency to burn the house it occupies, which can manifest as ego conflicts with teachers, gurus, or spiritual mentors. Individuals with this placement may find themselves in situations where they believe they know more than their teachers, leading to potential clashes. This could be true, as their confidence in their knowledge and beliefs might surpass that of those around them. These ego battles can sometimes hinder their spiritual growth, as they may struggle to accept guidance or wisdom from others, believing that they already possess the answers. It is essential for these individuals to cultivate humility and openness to other perspectives, even when they feel confident in their understanding. The ninth house's connection to the father and the son's representation of ego brings a complex dynamic to the relationship with the father figure. The father may be a dominant, authoritative figure who has a significant impact on the individual's self-esteem and identity. If the father is supportive and nurturing, the individual will likely develop a strong sense of self-worth and confidence. However, if the father is overly critical or egotistical, the individual may struggle with feelings of inadequacy or low self-esteem. The father's role in the individual's life is often that of a mentor or guide, someone who instills in them a sense of purpose and direction. The father may also be involved in professions related to government, military, or law, further influencing the individual's career choices and life path. One of the most significant aspects of having the sun in the ninth house is the individual's reliance on spiritual mentors, gurus, or counselors for guidance. These figures play a crucial role in helping the individual find their soul's purpose and navigate through life's challenges. Whenever the individual feels lost or uncertain, these mentors can provide the necessary direction and support, helping them realign with their higher purpose. Overall, the sun in the ninth house brings a life filled with exploration, knowledge, and spiritual growth. These individuals are driven by a deep sense of purpose and a desire to understand the world around them. Their path is often marked by a quest for wisdom and truth, which they share with others through teaching, mentoring, or leading. While they may face challenges related to ego and authority, their journey is ultimately one of enlightenment and personal fulfillment, guided by the wisdom of their spiritual mentors and the influence of their father figures. Sun in the 10th house is one of the most potent placements in astrology, indicating a significant focus on career, public image, and personal achievements. The sun, symbolizing authority, leadership, self-esteem, and the father figure, aligns closely with the 10th house, which governs similar domains such as career, societal status, and authority. When the sun occupies this house, it strengthens these themes, but it also brings about certain challenges and dynamics that must be understood to fully grasp the implications of this placement. The primary manifestation of the sun in the 10th house is a powerful drive toward career success and public recognition. Individuals with this placement are naturally inclined to pursue leadership roles, often feeling a deep sense of purpose and identity through their professional achievements. The sun's influence here suggests that these individuals seek not just a job but a vocation where they can shine, where their contributions are recognized, and where they hold positions of authority. Their self-esteem is closely tied to their professional life, making career accomplishments a central part of their personal identity. Such individuals often find themselves in roles where they are responsible for guiding others, making decisions, and setting directions. This could manifest in various ways, such as being a CEO, a manager, or an entrepreneur. The sun's energy in this house imbues them with charisma, confidence, and a strong sense of duty, making them natural leaders who are respected by others. Their professional life is where they truly express themselves, and they often become well known in their field, if not in the broader public arena. The concept of authority is multifaceted in this context. While the sun in the 10th house certainly favors positions of formal authority, like government roles or executive positions, it also speaks to a broader sense of mastery and respect in one's chosen field. These individuals are seen as experts, people whose opinions and decisions carry weight. They strive for excellence in their work, and it is this pursuit of perfection that often elevates them to positions of influence. However, it is crucial to note that their authority is not merely about holding power. It is about being the best at what they do, which earns them the respect and recognition of others. However, this drive for authority can also lead to challenges. The sun is a planet that can burn, and in the 10th house, this can manifest as ego conflicts, particularly with other authority figures such as bosses or even the father. The desire to be in control and to lead can make it difficult for these individuals to work under someone else. They may experience conflicts in the workplace, especially if they feel their autonomy is being challenged. This placement suggests that while they are well suited to leadership roles, they may struggle in subordinate positions, where they are not in control. The sun's presence in the 10th house means that a person's ego and self-worth are closely linked to their career achievements and public image. This can be both a source of strength and a potential vulnerability. On the positive side, these individuals derive great confidence and self-esteem from their professional successes. Being recognized for their work and holding positions of authority boosts their self-worth and gives them a strong sense of purpose. However, this can also lead to challenges. If their career is not progressing as they desire, or if they are not in a position of authority, they may struggle with self-esteem issues. The 10th house is associated with Capricorn, whose ruler Saturn is an enemy of the Sun. This tension can create a situation where these individuals must work hard, often facing delays and obstacles in achieving their career goals. The 10th house is also an Upachaya house, meaning that success comes gradually over time, often in the later stages of life. These individuals may not achieve the recognition they seek early in their careers, leading to periods of frustration and a burning desire to prove themselves. The relationship with authority figures, including the father, is a significant theme for those with the Sun in the 10th house. The Sun represents the father, and its placement in the 10th house suggests that the father may have a strong influence on the individual's career, either positively or negatively. On one hand, the father may inspire the person to pursue a particular career path or instill a strong work ethic. On the other hand, there may be conflicts or a struggle for dominance, particularly if the father is also an authoritative figure. This dynamic can extend to other authority figures as well, such as bosses or mentors. Individuals with this placement may find it difficult to accept direction from others, especially if they feel their authority or expertise is being challenged. They are natural leaders and often have a strong sense of how things should be done, which can lead to clashes with those in positions of power. This placement suggests that they are better suited to roles where they can be their own boss or work independently, such as entrepreneurship or top executive positions. Despite the challenges, the Sun in the 10th house is a powerful placement that can lead to long-term success and recognition. The Sun has directional strength in the 10th house, meaning it is at its most powerful and influential here. Individuals with this placement often experience significant career growth during the dasha of the Sun or the 10th house lord. They may find themselves in high-ranking positions, possibly even in politics or government roles, where they can make a substantial impact. Overall, the Sun in the 10th house is a placement that bestows a strong desire for leadership, authority, and career success. It is a placement that encourages individuals to shine in their professional lives, to seek positions of influence, and to derive their sense of self-worth from their public achievements. However, this journey is not without its challenges, particularly in terms of ego conflicts, delayed success, and the need to navigate relationships with other authority figures. With perseverance and a focus on long-term goals, individuals with this placement can achieve great things and leave a lasting legacy in their chosen field. When the Sun is positioned in the 11th house of a natal chart, it brings a distinctive influence on the individual's social life, career, and sense of identity. The Sun represents authority, leadership, ego, self-esteem, and the father figure, while the 11th house governs elder siblings, large organizations, networks, friends, gains, and aspirations. This placement intertwines the individual's sense of self with their social interactions and affiliations, making their social circles and community involvement central to their personal growth and fulfillment. Individuals with the Sun in the 11th house often find their identity strongly connected to their social circles and group affiliations. This placement suggests that the individual is likely to take on leadership roles within organizations, social groups, or community initiatives. Their sense of self-worth and confidence is deeply tied to how they are perceived by their peers and how effectively they can influence or lead others. This makes them naturally inclined towards positions of authority within large organizations or social movements, where their leadership qualities can shine. These individuals are usually the most likable within their groups, often becoming the center of attention in social settings. Their ability to connect with others on a deeper level and their genuine concern for the well-being of their community make them stand out. They have a unique talent for raising awareness about social issues, standing up for the rights of others, and expressing themselves in a way that resonates with the collective. Their presence in any group is felt strongly, and they often inspire others to join them in their humanitarian or social endeavors. The 11th house is associated with large organizations, networks, and gains, and having the Sun in this house suggests that the individual's career and professional growth are closely linked to their involvement in such entities. They may find themselves drawn to careers that involve working within large companies, NGOs, or charitable organizations where they can dedicate themselves to a higher cause. The Sun's influence here indicates that they can achieve career success, confidence, and authority when they align their professional goals with the larger purpose of serving humanity. These individuals are likely to be involved in humanitarian work, where their soul feels illuminated and fulfilled. They may hold positions of leadership within these organizations, guiding others on how to address and solve social problems. This placement is particularly favorable for careers that involve advocating for the underprivileged, fighting for social justice, or working towards the betterment of communities. As they progress in their careers, they may find themselves surrounded by powerful and influential individuals who help them realize their aspirations and elevate their status. However, the 11th house is also an upachaya house, meaning that the best results of this placement are often realized in the later stages of life, particularly in the 30s. Until then, the individual may experience a period of intense effort and dedication, working tirelessly to establish their position and gain the recognition they desire. The sun's presence in this house ensures that their efforts will eventually pay off, leading to significant gains and achievements in their professional life. The sun's placement in the 11th house can also bring challenges, particularly in the form of ego conflicts with friends, elder siblings, or members of their social network. The sun's natural tendency to assert dominance and authority may lead to power struggles within their social circles. They may experience tension with friends or siblings, particularly if these relationships involve control issues or competing desires for influence. In some cases, this placement may even indicate a lack of elder siblings, or a distant or challenging relationship with them. If the sun is in poor dignity, these conflicts can become more pronounced, especially if other malefic influences are present. On the positive side, the 11th house's connection to friends and social networks also means that these individuals can attract friendships with people in high positions who can significantly impact their life. These powerful connections can lead to opportunities for advancement, whether through career recommendations, support in social causes, or elevation in social status. The sun's influence ensures that they are well regarded within their networks, and that their friendships play a crucial role in their success and fulfillment. The 11th house is also the house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, and with the sun here, the individual's aspirations are often grand and deeply connected to their sense of purpose. They are driven by a desire to make a significant impact on the world, often through humanitarian or social causes. Their goals are not just about personal gain but about contributing to the greater good and leaving a lasting legacy. The sun's presence in this house amplifies their determination to achieve these dreams, often with the help of influential friends and networks. One critical piece of advice for individuals with the sun in the 11th house is to keep their finances separate from others, especially partners. This placement can indicate potential issues where others might try to control or take advantage of the individual's financial resources. Maintaining financial independence is crucial for these individuals, as it helps them avoid conflicts and retain their sense of autonomy. The sun's association with authority and self-esteem means that financial control is closely tied to their overall sense of power and confidence. Overall, the sun in the 11th house brings a life deeply intertwined with social connections, leadership, and humanitarian endeavors. These individuals are natural leaders within their communities, driven by a desire to serve a higher cause and contribute to the well-being of humanity. Their careers are likely to flourish in large organizations or social movements, where they can use their influence to make a significant impact. However, they must navigate potential challenges related to ego conflicts and power struggles within their social circles and relationships. By maintaining financial independence and focusing on their higher purpose, they can achieve great success and fulfillment, both personally and professionally. When the sun is positioned in the 12th house of a natal chart, it creates a unique and complex influence on an individual's life. The sun represents authority, leadership, ego, self-esteem, and the father figure, while the 12th house is associated with losses, expenses, isolation, foreign lands, and places of confinement like asylums, jails, and hospitals. This placement suggests a life path that is deeply intertwined with inner exploration, spirituality, and often, significant challenges related to self-worth and identity. Individuals with the sun in the 12th house are naturally inclined towards introspection and spiritual pursuits. This placement fosters a deep connection to higher consciousness and an innate desire to explore the hidden depths of the psyche. These individuals often shine in fields related to psychology, spirituality, art, music, and other creative or mystical pursuits. Their sensitivity, intuition, and compassion make them well-suited for roles that involve helping others or delving into the unknown. However, this journey of self-discovery is not without its challenges. The 12th house being the house of losses, when the sun is placed here, it often leads to struggles with ego and self-esteem. These individuals may begin their lives with a sense of inadequacy or a lack of confidence. Their self-worth is often something they have to build over time, frequently through experiences that involve loss or hardship. The sun's presence in this house suggests that their path to confidence and authority is likely to be a long and arduous one, requiring significant inner work and self-reflection. The sun in the 12th house can indicate a complex or distant relationship with the father. The father figure may be physically or emotionally distant, or there may be circumstances that create a sense of separation or loss. For example, the father might be involved in a profession that keeps him away from home, such as government service, or there could be issues like imprisonment, hospitalization, or substance abuse that create a barrier between the individual and their father. This estrangement can have a profound impact on the individual's subconscious, influencing their sense of self-worth and their ability to establish a strong identity. In some cases, the relationship with the father may improve over time, especially if benefic influences like Jupiter aspect the sun. However, if malefic influences are present, such as a conjunction with Mars, the relationship may be marked by conflicts, arguments, and further estrangement. This complicated dynamic with the father often contributes to the individual's struggles with ego and self-esteem, as they may feel unsupported or undervalued during their formative years. The sun in the 12th house often leads to a career that involves working in isolated or secluded environments. These individuals may find themselves drawn to professions in hospitals, asylums, prisons, or other institutions that are removed from the public eye. They may also work in foreign lands or for foreign governments, where they can achieve success and authority, but only after significant effort and perseverance. The sun's influence in this house suggests that their career path will not be straightforward and may involve many challenges and delays before they achieve the recognition they seek. For these individuals, working in foreign lands or away from their place of birth is often a key to unlocking their potential. They may feel more confident and capable when they are in an environment that is different from where they grew up, and they may find that their true talents and abilities come to the fore when they are away from familiar surroundings. However, even in foreign lands, they may have to work exceptionally hard to establish themselves and gain the authority and respect they desire. The 12th house's association with loss also means that these individuals may experience setbacks or losses related to their career, especially in the early stages. They may have to deal with obstacles that test their resilience and determination, but if they can persevere, they are likely to achieve success later in life. The sun in the 12th house also suggests that they may have a natural inclination towards roles that involve selfless service, whether in a governmental, charitable, or spiritual capacity. Individuals with the sun in the 12th house often have a strong need for solitude and may prefer spending time alone to recharge their energies. They may feel most alive and connected to their true selves when they are in isolation, whether that involves taking solitary walks, meditating, or simply retreating from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. This love of isolation is particularly strong if the sun is the Atmakaraka, the soul planet, positioned in the 12th house, as it suggests that their sole purpose involves connecting with their inner self and the spiritual realm. This placement also indicates a strong connection to foreign lands. These individuals are often drawn to distant places and may feel that their true calling lies in a foreign country. They may travel frequently or even move permanently to another country, where they find a sense of purpose and fulfillment that was lacking in their homeland. The exposure to new cultures and lifestyles often plays a crucial role in their personal growth and development. The 12th house is inherently a house of losses, and with the sun positioned here, the individual is likely to experience significant challenges related to ego, confidence, and self-esteem. They may struggle with feelings of inadequacy or a sense of being overlooked or undervalued. These challenges are often exacerbated if the sun is poorly dignified or if there are malefic aspects influencing the sun. Despite these challenges, the sun in the 12th house also offers the potential for profound spiritual growth and transformation. These individuals may go through significant periods of loss or hardship, but these experiences often lead to a deeper understanding of themselves and their place in the world. Their journey is one of inner discovery, and while it may be difficult, it ultimately leads to a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. Overall, the sun in the 12th house brings a life path that is deeply intertwined with themes of loss, isolation, and spiritual growth. These individuals are often drawn to careers and lifestyles that involve working in secluded environments or foreign lands, where they can achieve success and authority after significant effort. Their relationship with their father is likely to be complex and may involve a sense of distance or estrangement, which can impact their self-esteem and sense of identity. However, through introspection, solitude, and spiritual exploration, they have the potential to achieve profound self-awareness and connect with a higher purpose. Their journey is one of transformation, where they must navigate the challenges of the 12th house to ultimately find their true path and shine in their unique way. As we wrap up this episode, remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical zodiac. If you'd like more personalized predictions for your specific zodiac sign or have any questions about your astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more astrology insights. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you once again for joining us, and we eagerly anticipate sharing more astrological wisdom with you in the future. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.